Therapy by definition is a process designed to heal. Yet look at the modern clinical consensus and the prerequisites that it takes to even be able to afford such a setting, such a conversation. Our greatest minds falling into the hyper-domesticated trap of clinical consensus therapy, of thinking that they need to dress a certain way and present themselves a certain way in order to have the notoriety or credentials to hold space for somebody, let alone the credentials somebody has to have to be able to afford being in the seat of the patient. Therapy turned into a corporation, corpse dead, a dead society. Predicated itself upon the inability to sit within its emotional body in true sobriety. Most therapists helping you find ways to mitigate that sedated haze rather than confronting it head on. Rather than being honest with themselves, we dwell in a world where therapy becomes this job, this career. The only reason I did not become a clinical therapist was because I saw how domesticated, in the hyper-domesticated architecture of society, one has to submit to in order to even be in that seat, in order to even be getting paid by their blood money. This is why I set up spaces like street therapy, like group therapy in public, where we can actually discuss and speak about these things in a sovereign expressance, in a sovereign essence. Hilariously, the belief that you need the notoriety and credentials go against the core of what therapy is supposed to be, because what sort of healing is there to make you believe that you needed to get in this certain pattern of societal architecture to be able to sovereignly express yourself? Sovereign expression, the unwinding of these tension patterns, the unwinding of stresses. That's what therapy is all about, isn't it? Healing, getting the body to a state where it can perceive itself as free, help those around it do the same. Are we not all in for the same collective goal of unity, of thriving in this life rather than surviving through the strife? And yet we literally set up an entire process of strife and notoriety to be able to sit in that position. It baffles me. It's disgusting. A society built by predators, with our internal predator pretending not to be, falling into the hands of those we know want nothing to do with our true health and safety, or else the resources would be abundant. There would be fruit trees all around this setting that you see that I'm in right now, rather than having to swipe your card and directly pay for someone else's war, which is directly reflective of the war in our chest, once again hammered down by the fact or idea that in order to have space held for you, or merely somebody speak to you like a human being, you have to be in the position to be able to afford it. Do your best to reject clinical therapy. Find resources outside of this. That's why I set up the things in the street like I do. That's why I make these signals or videos. Fuck clinical therapy. Fuck the domesticated society. For what healing truly is in process, it's gonna take us expressing ourselves and being that free resource for one another.